Welcome to the Professor Slots podcast. You know how you put a lot of time and energy into your slots play for not nearly enough wins? Yeah, I get it. I'm here to help you change that. If you're trying to accelerate your slots momentum, become more profitable, and win more than ever before, today's episode will help you move forward with confidence. Hello, slots enthusiasts. It's great to hang out with you again for another Professor Slots podcast episode I do every few days to help you improve your slots performance, leave with your winnings, and ultimately change your life for the better. And hopefully I'm going to change your life a little bit today so you can visit your casino and play slots smarter. And sometimes the best way we can do that to change slots enthusiasts' lives for the better is when they enter a business relationship with us. They become a client, they buy our online courses, they start getting coaching from us, whatever the case may be, because you have ways to take advantage of your casino, which allows you to impact how much you win and then leave with your winnings. In case you missed it, on my last episode, I went over Will Professor Slots Cause the End of Casinos, the Kentucky slots industry, and provided a Q&A session from one of my past live streams. I hope you enjoyed listening to my last episode as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Today's episode number 190 includes a review of the slots industry in Louisiana later in the episode, followed by a Q&A session from a prior live stream. But I'll begin for you today with emotionally overwhelmed equals the casino's marketing plan. The casino floor environment is an advertising marketer's dream. Emotionally overwhelmed slots enthusiasts are walking around with spare cash in their hands looking for where to spend it. Not if they'll spend it, but where they'll spend it. Casino marketers salivate over how best to manipulate slots players to get them to give up their hard-won cash, and they've gotten quite good at making this happen. In this segment, let's talk about the fantasy versus reality of the casino environment. Consider deliberate casino marketing manipulation, like why was Black Friday crazy busy at casinos? It was a rare occurrence where marketing in the whole wide world intersected with marketing at casinos. Well, sort of. Casinos didn't have much of a choice. The world is one big marketing effort, with Black Friday being its biggest day. That massive marketing effort couldn't not spill over into casinos whether they liked it or not. Consider Valentine's Day. Does your casino celebrate Valentine's Day? Come on, you need to know or learn these things if you're going to take advantage of your casino. This almost holiday isn't consistent like it is for Black Friday. Last February, I went to 2 casinos on Valentine's Day. One casino had red hearts everywhere and a big couples-only dinner planned in their main ballroom. The other casino had nothing planned. There it was just a normal business-as-usual day. So some holidays are optional for casinos. Other special days are not optional. If you were at a U.S. casino on Black Friday last year, you know how incredibly busy it got. Imagine if the casino didn't plan for that many patrons pouring into the casino. What if they didn't have enough employees working that day? Or enough alcohol, or enough food prepared? It would have been a disaster for the casinos. Not being prepared for this sort of thing is how casinos ruin their reputation. But let's turn our focus onto casinos. Why did you go to a casino the last time you went? Was there an interesting promotional event you found out about by email or from a mailed flyer? Did the casino let you know you had some free play available to spend? Marketing emails and mail flyers usually push these two kinds of comps to get you to come to the casino, and most of them are day or time sensitive so that you come in when they're ready for you. It's great for them to be prepared for your arrival, but is it great for you? In my opinion, not normally, no. Yes, the casino will be staffed up for the locals they expect because of their marketing efforts, but how else will they be ready? In general, I try not to be suspicious without cause, but I've never liked being at a casino when they want me to be there. Sure, I've gone to a car giveaway promotional event, but I went to win the car, and I did. So I'm not saying not to go to promotional events. What I'm saying is, have a plan. A packed casino is a completely different experience from when that same casino has a normal-sized crowd. The casino goes through a lot of preparation for packed house events. If you put in the time figuring out how to win at your casino with normal crowds, like having found a slot machine set up to win because it's facing a direction advantageous to the casino making money, do you really expect to get on that machine when the casino is packed with people? Nope. On packed nights, you would be lucky to find an available slot machine within sight of the slot machine you normally win on. But if you do, at least you can keep an eye on the winnings taking place in the machine you'd normally play, right? And that's also marketing. Think about how you'd feel if you were just standing there watching someone else win on that machine. You'd want to go play that slot machine. And you'd want to play any slot machine. That feeling right there is casino marketing. In general, what do casino marketers want you to do? Well, yes, they want you to spend your bankroll you brought, go get more money, and spend that too. But that's a result. What are marketers hoping you'll do for them to get that result? There's a marketing cliche from academia that's been updated. The old saying used to be, someone who buys a 3/8 inch drill bit wants a 3/8 inch diameter hole in a wall. But with today's vastly improved understanding of marketing, now the saying is someone who buys a 3/8 inch drill bit wants to mount a shelf in their kitchen. Do you understand the difference? Casinos aren't saying, give us your money. Instead, they're saying, come in and enjoy yourself, and then they wait for human nature to take its course. The easiest way to get you to spend money at a casino after you arrive is to get you to stop thinking. First, there's the sights and sounds of an active casino environment. For most people, even those used to normal crowds at a casino, busy promotional events can be too much. Second, does your casino offer free drinks? I mean, free drinks with alcohol? Because of the higher cost, this is far less common. But free soft drinks are still available, and all that sugar can get most people pretty worked up. You've seen this, right? I remember being at Disney World one time, waiting in line for a roller coaster, and next to me with his parents was a boy eating an ice cream cone, just chattering away. His mom turned to me and said, the ice cream is talking to us. Do you enjoy lots of free soft drinks or free alcohol while at the casino? And how goes your slots play during those casino trips? So casino marketers are after two things: diminish your thinking ability and overwhelm your emotions. That approach is comprehensive, wouldn't you say? And the result is you lose more money than you might otherwise. I'll let you decide how to go about limiting your consumption of soft drinks and alcohol as a strategy to winning at slots more often. This isn't a health-related lifestyle episode, but let's talk about the other side of the coin: being emotionally overwhelmed by your casino. The easiest way to not be emotionally overwhelmed by your casino's environment is to 1. Not go to busy promotional events. 2. Take breaks often, possibly to someplace quieter than the casino floor. 3. Wear hearing protection. 4. Practice remaining calm, like using a breathing exercise. 5. Understand the kind of environment you're in and that it's designed to do this to you. 6. Avoid playing slots next to someone who is emotionally overwhelmed. How do you avoid being emotionally overwhelmed at a casino? Emotionally overwhelmed slots enthusiasts are walking around with spare cash in their hands looking for where to spend it. Not if they'll spend it, but where. What casinos want from you and what they tell you they want aren't the same. Improve your slots performance in 30 days or less with my 30 days to play slots smarter and win. You also get 3 free valuable bonuses, including 1 month free to my Slots IQ membership group, where you get community support and accountability. Visit ProfessorSlots.com/30 days to learn more about the free bonuses, course content, and testimonials from participants. But you'll get 30 days to play slots smarter and win free with your purchase of Slots Labs. Register for my group coaching advanced course Slots Labs at ProfessorSlots.com/SL. In the next segment of the show, I provide a brief overview of the current state of gambling in the U.S. state, territory, or the federal district, emphasizing the gaming industry for slots enthusiasts. Let's go over Louisiana's gaming industry for playing slots. Louisiana slot machine casino gambling consists of 19 commercial casinos, 4 tribal casinos, and numerous small businesses across Louisiana. The minimum legal gambling age in Louisiana depends upon the gambling activity. For land-based casinos, poker rooms, and the lottery, it's 21. For bingo and pari-mutuel wagering, it's 18. Louisiana has had a long history of illegal casinos, with the state alternating between raiding illegal casino operations and ignoring them. Eventually, pari-mutuel wagering received state approval in the 1920s. Next, the collapse of the state's oil-based industry in the 1980s led to the extended presence of legalized gambling. Louisiana legalized remote casinos in 1991 along with the return of the state lottery. In 1992, an additional provision allowed a land-based casino in New Orleans. In 1993, negotiations began to create state tribal compacts with Louisiana's 3 federally recognized American Indian tribes. A 4th tribe, federally recognized in 2002, also successfully negotiated a state tribal compact. In 1997, efforts by the 3 parimutuel racetracks to add slot machines to their facilities was successful. Later, a 4th track received similar approval. Somewhat accidentally, an ambiguous definition for truck stops in state gaming regulations allowed the addition and spread of video gaming machines, VGDs, typically offering versions of video poker, at many small businesses throughout the state. Next up is a usually short statement about slot machine private ownership, which I have included in case you live in this U.S. state and are considering owning a slot machine. Here it is. In Louisiana, it is legal to own a slot machine privately if it is 25 years old or older. The Louisiana Gaming Control Board regulates the gaming industry in Louisiana. The LGCB works closely with the Louisiana State Police's Gaming Enforcement Division. In this section, I'll discuss Louisiana gambling establishments. Louisiana has 19 commercial casinos, 4 tribal casinos, and over 12,000 video gaming machines at over 1,000 small retail businesses. The largest casino in Louisiana is Coshada Casino Resort. The second largest is Paragon Casino Resort. There are 19 commercial casinos and 4 tribal casinos in Louisiana. As usual, when there are too many casinos to mention here, a complete list along with a casino map are on my webpage for this state at professorslots.com/LA. As an alternative to enjoying Louisiana slot machine casino gambling, consider exploring casino options in a nearby state. Bordering Louisiana is to the north, Arkansas, to the east, Mississippi, to the south, the Gulf of Mexico, and to the west, Texas. To visit any of my articles on these U.S. states, simply visit professorslots.com, followed by its 2-letter postal designation. For example, my Arkansas slots article is available at professorslots.com/AR. Louisiana has theoretical payout limits for commercial casinos and business retailers with VGDs. Louisiana's theoretical payout limits are, for commercial casinos, 80% to 99.9%. For retailer VGDs, 80% to 94%. The Louisiana State Police's Gaming Enforcement Division offers monthly return statistics by slot machine denomination for 4 state regions at Slot Payout Summary. These 4 state regions, with the casinos in each, are Baton Rouge region, including Belle of Baton Rouge, Evangeline Downs, Hollywood, and LaBerge, Baton Rouge. Lake Charles region, including Delta Downs, Golden Nugget, Isle of Capri, now Horseshoe Lake Charles, and LaBerge Lake Charles. New Orleans region, including Amelia Belle, Boomtown, New Orleans, Fairgrounds, Harrah's, and Treasure Chest. Shreveport Bossier region, including Boomtown Bossier, El Dorado, Harrah's Louisiana Downs, Horseshoe, Margaritaville, and Samstown. I plotted the latest return statistics but are unable to share them with you in this audio podcast. I wish I could share them. In summary, Louisiana slot machine casino gambling consists of 23 casinos, of which 4 are tribal. Further, there are 12,000 video gaming machines at over 1,500 small business retail locations. Improve your slots performance in 30 days or less with my 30 Days to Play Slots Smarter and Win. You also get 3 free valuable bonuses, including 1 month free to my Slots IQ membership group, where you get community support and accountability. Visit professorslots.com/30days to learn more about the free bonuses, course content, and testimonials from participants. But you'll get 30 Days to Play Slots Smarter and Win free with your purchase of Slots Labs. Register for my group coaching advanced slots course, Slots Labs, at professorslots.com/SL. Next up is the question and answer session from my initial rendition of today's topic from a prior live stream. I'll talk with you again afterward. Enjoy. Good morning, or afternoon, as of a few seconds ago. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving Day 2021. If you're watching this recording in the future, Thanksgiving was 2 days ago for us, and yesterday was Black Friday, a huge consumer shopping day. Did you know that today is now Small Business Saturday? I don't know when that came into effect. Don't know that they call Sunday, if that's supposed to be anything, but the day after that is Cyber Monday. Crazy, right? You know, all these labels are marketing, right? These descriptive labels are meant to get you to spend money buying stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't you think it's getting a bit excessive? And excessive marketing is our topic today for slot machine casino gambling. But first, we have a donation. Thank you, Chuck, for your donation of $20.45. It is a super chat, as YouTube likes to call them, and it is. He says, "Morning all. Hope you had a splendid holiday." Thank you, Chuck. Yes, I did. Myself and Isaac spent the days wandering the yard and picking up sticks. I would pick up the sticks after he put them in his mouth. And tried to chew on them, and so, but there's plenty more sticks where that came from, and so it was a fun time was had by all, but thank you, Chuck. The donations keep the keep me running, and I will try to do that as long as possible. Okay, awesome. So. So with these, the casino floor environment is an advertising marketer's dream. Slots enthusiasts are walking around with spare cash in their hands, looking for where to spend it. Not if they'll spend it, but where they'll spend it. It's a little bit more, it's not like I'm dating myself, but it's, I grew up with shopping malls. Right. And yes, you might have money, but sometimes, you were just someone who liked to walk through the aisles and, just get exercise, or you would just go to like one store to buy a book. And it was kind of like a regular thing for you. I did that a lot. I'd take long bus trips and college towns from the other side of the city, and I'd go to the bookstore and see if there was something that interests me. But casinos, it's not like that. We, put together our hard-won cash, and we go to the casino, and really, we will. We will spend it. Not only will we spend it, but we will spend it again and again. Whatever we win, we spend. So it's a cycle. Now, maybe you're winning more than you're spending, but we go to spend our money, and it's the objective of the casino to get us to do that. Not only to do that, but for us, our objective is to actually build how much money we have, but casino objective is kind of to reduce how much money we have. So it's definitely a dynamic there. So with a situation like this, where people are walking around with money and will spend it, but hope to do something other than just spend it, casino marketers salivate over how best to manipulate slots players to give up their hard-won cash. I want to make sure I don't miss a donation. They're looking to do this, and we'll talk about things that you see. I'm trying to reframe kind of like what it is to walk into a casino, and how you're what you see and how it impacts you, which you might not be aware of. It's something that we try to start to filter out, unless it's like our first time to the casino. So let's talk a little bit about that, because every strategy that I have, besides like money management and other things that have to do with being safe and all of that, my strategies are about using the casino, what the casino has as a setup, as business practices, and using it against them. So if they're going to be doing all this straight up manipulation, this marketing, before you even get to the casino, to get you to the casino, let's talk about what it is that we're seeing. And maybe, I kind of put the cart before the horse here. Or previously in live streams, I've talked about my winning strategy, but I haven't really talked about, what it and what to take advantage of, but really haven't talked about the casino environment. I mean, I'd love to be able to say, and this, we'll see this, and this is what we do. Instead, I said, this is what we do. And now finally at this late date, this is what we see. So a little bit of the cart before the horse. I gave you the good stuff first. So casino marketers are just really into this, and they're getting good at it, and they want us to give up our cash. It's just amazingly successful at that too. But so today let's talk about the fantasy versus the reality, fantasy versus reality in the casino environment. So we had, just keeping up with everything going on around me. First, I want to relate this to our topic from our last live stream. Last weekend's live stream was our holiday topic, not just holiday, but like big promotional events. So if you're in the live chat and went to your casino on the morning after Thanksgiving, or even early this morning after yesterday's Black Friday, let us know how it went. I know some of you have already mentioned. I won't call them out by name necessarily, because I know people are shy, particularly the big winners, which is wise. I'm all for that. But if you were in the live stream, you could see some comments there. So if you went to the casino early Friday morning, the morning after Thanksgiving Day, or if you went this morning early, 6 hours ago, 8 hours ago, it's noon my time. But if you went there at any time between 4 and 6:30 a.m. This morning, the day after Black Friday, let us know in the live chat. If you're watching this recording later, and the live chat is not available in the recording, I switch that feature off. If you want to be in the live chat, you actually have to be here for the live stream itself. But if you're watching this later, comment make a comment about whether you win. How did it go for all of us? Let us know, how did it go. Did you win anything special? Now you do not have to tell me that Friday night, Black Friday evening was packed. I've been getting messages and comments on my Facebook groups and my paid community. They're all telling me it was packed last night. And we'll talk a little bit about what that means and, what you can do about that sort of thing, what your response might be to that sort of thing. And, I'll tell you what I do, but we'll get into that. So, right now, if you've got something to say about what happened, I'll share some of the comments. Might need to give people a minute to get caught up. So I got a comment from CCG Sales, who says it went great. Started 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. at Miami Valley Gaming, that's in Ohio, and 9 to 11 at Hard Rock Cincinnati. Great. I'm glad that worked. And CCG Sales also said used Hey Prof. First time following your 5 pull method, was able to stretch $100 for 4 hours between Miami Valley Gaming and Hard Rock Cincy. Both look like they are serving tastes. I knew that about Miami Valley Gaming, but I hadn't been to Hard Rock Cincinnati downtown since it became a Hard Rock about a year ago. They had their celebration a month ago now, I guess. So a year and a month ago is when they actually changed names. It takes a while to get the signs, get them and put them up. My slot journey says, I was working, but sent my best friend in Arizona and she lost. Wish I had took the day off. It's important to know which casino that is, but I'm sorry that she lost. It depends on, it depends on the casino whether they actually do these things. When they do it, they do it. When they don't, they don't. Well, and I'll have more to say about that. Um, okay. Tim is heading to Vegas over New Year's. So Thursday was a winning was a holiday, and so Thursday morning would be an opportunity. But the reason I had a live and Black Friday was a big day, not exactly a holiday, but hardly any difference as far as crowds. Maybe more people on Black Friday. But the reason I had a live stream on this topic last weekend was because it's not just those holidays. We've got Cyber Monday. We've got, Christmas coming up. Excuse me, Christmas Eve coming up, Christmas Day coming up, New Year's Eve coming up, New Year's Day coming up. So there's like a collection with, of what is that? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 different days in like a month and a half or a month and a week, in like 40, 50 days. There's like 8 different opportunities. So, and 2 of them are past. So I don't know if really Small Business Saturday is really a thing at this point. There's these marketing ideas that don't always work. We'll see. I never had heard of that. Yes, and some places are CCG Sales makes an interesting point, which is that he went early in the morning to one and then not quite so early in the morning to the other here in Ohio. But he says both were empty, no hand pays. Biggest win was a little over $100. I got too greedy and jinxed myself, stayed at one machine too long and ended up breaking even. But that is better than usual. So this is, I always have more that I'm going to say later, but I try to put something in now. I'll get to you, Marion. Yes. So one of the things that happens once you start following my content, which can happen, again, it's not about, my making you more lucky. It's about you going to your casino and considering the stuff that I point out and see if you can see that at your casino, or in your case, CCG Sales. We have similar casinos because we are in the same portion of the state. And so you can see what they do, see if you can find what I talk about that I found at casinos that I've gone to. And that is how, you enter the next step, which is what CCG Sales said. He won. And apparently that's kind of new. So how do you handle that? If you haven't had the experience or much of it, just going and winning and then kind of going a little, spend it because, got used to it or expected something, just wasn't ready, wasn't prepared well enough to win. And what do? I mean, I joke with people about run, get out with your money. And there's other things we can talk about, like if it's a hand pay, why not give 100% of it or outside of state taxes to the federal government and get it back as a refund in a few months? And they have a police force. You're not getting it back before they say. And that's pretty draconian. That's the, you can put it in a lockbox and then roll over it with your car trying to get the money out later, but the U.S. government isn't going to fold. So there's a variety of things you can do. There was a question I did mention last week's live stream. If at the end of this video, I will provide you with the link to that, but because it's going to be useful throughout the rest of the year and including into the new year. So this last live stream was about how casinos, an hour long into a quick little summary, how a casino, and a lot of them, not all of them, will balance their books early the next morning. Actually, it's as soon as possible. But because they've got to count chips and do all the other things with the table games, count money in slot machines, to actually finish their accounting, it takes 4 to 6 hours. It's not, instant. They wish it was, but there's too much going on. So, if you have, how do I briefly say this? If you are at a casino and it's having a busy night, which can be a holiday, but can also be like a Black Friday and almost holiday, near a holiday, Valentine's Day or Derby Day or one of these busy nights, even a car giveaway, when it's big promotional event, big holiday, whatever the casino thinks is big, the next morning you can win at some of them and usually win big. What they're trying to do is if they give, as far as accounting, if they give away too much the night before, the night of a big event, it takes them forever to, days with the smaller crowds to kind of make up for that mistake, if they get it wrong. But if they give away too much money, just a little bit on a busy night is like devastating for the rest of the week. And busy nights are people that are coming in, from all over the place, but the slow days, Monday through Fridays, non-holidays, that come after are the locals. So they end up kind of hurting their local slots players. And that's all kinds of bad because those are the bread and butter of the casino. The whales and other people coming in from elsewhere is all great, and you try to take advantage of them. But really, the ones who give a little bit of their, someone said something about stimulus checks earlier. Those are the ones that the casino just goes week to week and makes a lot of money from. And so in order to avoid that, what they do is just kind of set the odds, which we can talk about another time. It's all something that casinos can do. It's very obvious in the data. What the casinos will do will not quite set it to what they hope to achieve. They will not quite give out enough to match what they intend to do, what they told their investors they would do, what their plan is, what their financial metrics should end up being, and to make an adjustment so they don't have this week-long problem of small crowds and what to do about it, take the money from them and get into all kinds of reputation issues and hurting their locals. Instead, what they do is they set the odds so that, they're a few hand pay short of what they are targeting as far as their financial metrics. And so the next morning, they give out a couple of hand pays when they know how much they have to give out after they've finished their accounting. So it's kind of like an accounting balancing to hit their mark, hit their target. And that's what last weekend's topic was about. Go 4 o'clock to no later than 6:30 a.m. Day after a busy event. See if you can recoup some of those. Sometimes you get it right and they don't offer it. Other times they do. And it's usually big enough to pay for a few trips so you don't win anything. Anyway, so let's keep going. Looks like a lot of comments. I think I went back this far. Jan says, I went to Kansas Star yesterday afternoon. My friend lost. I made a 10% profit. Profit is a profit. Talk about fantasy versus reality. There's a lot of fantasy out there about coming home with a life-changing jackpot. That's not something I can help you with. That's a luck-based win. Lightning struck 16 times in a row in your head. That is outside of the realm of what I try to offer. When you found, like I have found a casino where a strategy works, and I found a couple of casinos where a couple of strategies work, I get a profit about 30%. But that's me because I'm always trying to learn. I'm spending money trying things that don't work to see if maybe they do work. But I noted which ones those were. And when I remove those from my finances, both what I won and what I lost from those trips where I was trying to discover new ways to win, my profit was 50%. Now you might say that's terrible. You want $1.8 million or actually, what is it? $34 million on a megabucks machine. I can't help you with that. I can only help you with like a 30 to 50% profit unless you have a luck-based win. So 10%, take 10%. Lots of people would take 10%. Sure. 10% every day is, getting to be a significant amount of money. Oh, and we have a donation from Rodney. Thank you, Rodney. Rodney says he hit 996 and 2 cents on a progressive earlier this week at 5:02 a.m. Well done. Rodney is in our paid community, and it's been fun having him there. It's been getting pretty lively in that group. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. And Shawana has provided a $20 donation. Thank you so much, both of you, for your and I don't know who that one was for. Pressed the wrong button. So let me check more of the comments before we get back to today's topic. Jan went to Beskilla yesterday and came home a winner. She was also in the Slots Enthusiast Growth Network, and we've been chatting about that already this morning. Denise, in the past, I've always won best on the Monday after they have fed for the days of holiday. They have been fed. They've been making money for the days of holiday. This is. I have not been to every casino in the country. If I had been to 1,000 casinos, which was what we have in the country, about half of them being tribal, but we went to two of them per week, it would take me 10 years to get to all of them. So I don't think I know everything you might find at a casino. I've highlighted like 9 different things I've found and used to win. And I think that if I can find them on a quick visit, you should be able to find them. But those of you that, I encourage, if we take the course, I encourage you to study your casino. Not only get to know it, but get to know it well. And maybe next week or sometime I'll have a live stream about, look up. When you're playing slot machines, occasionally look up, walk through the casino. This is a winning strategy all by itself. And Denise just shared that Mondays after casinos have been making money from holidays, is a great time at her casinos that she's experienced. I couldn't tell you which ones those were. Not for sure. We've had many conversations, Denise and I, but that's the sort of thing, I'm trying to encourage everyone to do, is look around, think for yourself. And even today, that's Carrie that's walking by over there. She was just coming up to get her head rubbed. And Jason says, and moving on with some of the comments, I want to keep up. Jason says he carries 2 banks that can hold about $2,000 each, leave the key at home. And thank you, Jason. And I should make a video on those. I want to, but I keep on getting distracted from that sort of thing. Let's see, if you want to look, if you can, right there is the gamble box, and over here, the pink one, although you can get it in blue, is the Winners Bank 200. Both of those are on any of my web pages. You can get them on Amazon. I don't produce them, but there's a link there if you want to know how to get there directly. And CCG Sales says, I wonder if odds changed partly through morning. There were a bunch of slots closed. Attendants had their shoebox bluing things they were swapping out. Well, that's not how you change the odds. Hard Rock Cincinnati has a central server, and as does Miami Valley Gaming has a central server. So whatever they're doing, they don't need to open up a slot machine in order to change the odds. They could be that they were preparing for a big day. We did find out later that Black Friday was huge, and making sure they're just tip top, don't have half a roll of voucher paper left, but each one has a full roll, that sort of thing. There's no reason to open it up. That's something they got rid of a long time ago because it's just too slow. And with central servers, you just do it remotely. Okay, let's see. Steve went Thursday overnight. The casino was very slow, no hand pays. Did get some decent hits here and there. Did go early when the floor opened at 8 a.m. And didn't do any at all. Thank you, Steve. Steve is in Wisconsin, Green Bay. And so when you read these comments that I try to show on the screen, when you read these comments, think about, what's your plan next visit? Cyber Monday, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. All right. What's past is past. If you won big, consider what your plan is on when you're going. If you didn't, then ask yourself, did they guess right and there wasn't any need for me to win for them? Maybe you go one more time to just kind of confirm that it's either they don't give out tastes or they didn't need to give out tastes. They didn't give out an accounting balance, or they didn't need to give out an accounting balance. So maybe go a second time and just check it out. You don't have to spend money yourself. You can just go see if anybody else wins, although you risk not winning yourself. And so this is a lot of what we're talking about today. It goes well with last topic. What do you want? More head petting. Maybe you want some laser action. We'll do laser action later, Kiri. Okay. At least she's not being a saboteur, but that's more via. There she goes again, frustrated. Aren't we all? So, right. Last week's topic ties well in well with marketing now, and I'm not going to try to pick you up. You've meowed loudly into the microphone in the past, so right. So last week's ties well with this week's topic of casino marketing and all that's being done in this limited environment. So let's. Did I get caught up? I almost got caught up with the comments. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Kiri. Kiri doesn't like to be picked up, and she didn't scream this time, where like a year and a half ago, she did. So is that going to be enough attention for you? Yes? No? All right. Might be holiday. No turkey for you. Okay. ACD says breaking even is good. It's a source of entertainment. Also, it's a source of a lot of comp points, if you're interested in that sort of thing. Azreli, hi, Professor. Any advice for online slots casinos? The only piece of advice, I'm working on a strategy that I need to vet further. But there is one that's it's the same strategy used by brick and mortar casinos. When there's a cornfield and a casino is built on that cornfield, brick and mortar casino. Nobody in the area, unless there's another casino, particularly if there's no other casino in that region of that state or in that region at all, in that area, you have to educate the locals on, what do you do when you have a casino available to you, when it's on the way home or, within a 20-minute drive, or I can see it from my house sort of a situation. You have to educate people, and you have to give them a good feeling. And how do you do that? Well, you let them win. And the casino's investors have been told that we got to energize the locals to come in, and we got to spend money to make that happen. But don't worry, investors, we'll get all that money back eventually when we turn the odds down in a month or in a year. This is what brick and mortar casinos do. And you can see my interview with ABC News at professorslots.com/ABC27 for Penn National. It's a Hollywood casino near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, all alone in that part of the state. And it's like an 8-minute video, evening news for the local station at Harrisburg. So feel free to, ABC, professorslots.com/ABC27. And you can do the same thing with online slots. They're opening, they're becoming available in lots of gaming jurisdictions lately. And when that happens, if you're in one of those, play. The trouble is you gotta be ready to stop after a month, after a year, whichever. I've seen both. I saw great for a year and then not so bad the second year, but on the third year, Horseshoe Cincinnati bankrupted everybody because they wanted their money back, and that's when they sold too. So it's like a whole marketing, it's a whole business strategy. So if you are in a gaming jurisdiction where online slots have become available, or you can play in such a jurisdiction, you're likely to win because they want you to win, because that's how they grow in that gaming jurisdiction. But then you turn it off after a month, after a year. You have to be ready for it. Be ready for it. When that happens, you're done. And if you don't stop, you're also done. So that's my advice for online slots. Shelley asks the question, and I don't have much to say about marketing today. I will get back to it. Don't worry, we're not missing anything too much. I think it's important, but I also had the feeling there was going to be a lot of questions about holidays and what's going on right now. So I left room for this, and so it's a good topic. Right. So the question from Shelley is, should I go on 11/30 to take advantage of month-end adjustments? So we were talking about adjustments the day after a busy night. Well, there's also end of month where they want to make sure that when they report to their gaming jurisdiction, whether it's reported later to the public or not, or to the authorities for the tribal compacts, they want to make sure that their metrics are good for the month. You can sometimes have an advantage at the end of a reporting session. Now, there's reporting to a state gaming jurisdiction, and if they're fine, they're fine. Usually they stay well above limits, and contrary to popular belief, if there's a lower limit on a theoretical payout of 75%, this average for the state might be 90%. So they don't even use that in a typical fashion, but some states still have that limit. So they sometimes take that last day and, let people win or take more money in order to fine tune their monthly report. But it's usually not the report to the Gaming Commission. It's usually the report to their managers, their investors, their executive team, their board of directors. And board of directors and executive teams don't usually do much with the month. Yes, they do something with the month, but I found it's usually quarterly, every 3 months. Otherwise, it's just finish one analysis and you're on to the next. That's all they would do. So executives often look at quarterly reports because it also averages out. So there's a bad month. Was that mean anything? Well, is it a bad 3 months? Well, that does mean something. So often you'll see quarterly reports. And the end of September was the last quarterly report, and the end of December would be the end of the fourth quarter, and end of November is just the end of the month. So possible, but if you were to see something in the end of the quarter, it's more likely you'll see it there. See something in the end of the year, it's very likely you'll see it there. Now, if all those are very strong for the quarter, for the annual, for the year, then you might want to consider, monthly at that point, because it might be hard to see otherwise. But if it's pretty aggressive on the quarterly and the annual, then monthly could also be a thing. It's like holidays. We could wish for more of them so we could take the advantage of the casino more often. How many major holidays where you don't get mail exist, in the United States? It's like, can we do that more often? Luckily, we have things like Black Friday, and we have car giveaways and other, marketing events, promotional events, which the casino puts together. And we'll get into more of that in a moment. Let's see. Intelligent IT. Oh, yes. A little off topic for today. It's not about holidays, but it is about casino marketing and control. So Intelligent IT says, my wife and I argue about players cards. Can the casino control your play by using a players card? I say no, but my wife is convinced they do. Lots of people are convinced that they do. It is normal for them not to not control. For instance, I have never not used a player's card, and I win just fine. But I've heard stories from Kentucky about their historic horse racing, HHR games that kind of look like slot machines, but aren't. They're based on horse racing gaming regulations. So there's nothing in there about players cards. I mean, there's probably something like that in horse racing where you have a loyalty club program, but it's not like free slots play and other stuff. So the rules may not be as robust as it would be for like Caesars or Hard Rock or any of the other major ones. And so there may be something from the descriptions I've got on these small casinos with 500 machines, HHR machines, and only that site. And recently Kentucky's been expanding, so now they might have 2 sites with 500 machines. Churchill Downs is doing great. And with expanding in Kentucky, finally. And so it seems like something's going on there, but at the other places, no. Now, I could talk about it being illegal for, states with gaming regulations that are actually about slots, where they actually have players clubs as a regular part of it, and have from the beginning, more or less from the beginning. We can talk about how illegal it is, but nobody ever listens to that argument, that point of discussion, that evidence of, they can't do this. But what I say is more on the technical side of things. Okay, let's, for instance, say that players clubs matter and that they will change your odds based on who you are, because they know who you are because your players card is in the machine. Is that possible? I mean, technically, can that happen? No. We were just discussing, they want to balance their accounting the next morning after a busy night. That takes 4 to 6 hours. They don't know what they need to do, either improve your odds or lower your odds with your player's card, because they don't know how they themselves are doing. And they can't, let their system get out of control and start having serious problems because they guessed. Take the guessing out of it. They can't guess what to do to you with your player's card stuck in the machine, because they don't have enough time. 4 to 6 hours later, for most of us, we're gone. Not me sometimes, but others are actually out, long gone, after 4 to 6 hours of playing one machine. So That's my argument. Technically, they don't have the information they need to be able to do that. They don't know what they need to do to your wife in order to get the best results for themselves. And that's my answer for that. Yeah, I hope that helps. Arctic Taco. I assume that's a fish taco. I mean, I don't know. Now I'm thinking about Facebook memes. Hey, first time listener, Jason. It's actually not Dr. Slots. It's Professor Slots. I considered Dr. Slots when I first got it started, but it was too medical. And also the URL was already taken by somebody else. So Professor Slots. Let's see. Collins gang. John, any thoughts on the new COVID variant? We have been living with the threat for a year and a half of COVID. COVID closing all the casinos again, partly because for the first time ever, all casinos closed, for 1 to 3 months in 2020, starting in March 2020. And could it happen again? Sure, I guess. Will it happen again? I have no idea. I don't. You might consider your question in the light of they don't have enough data yet. It's too soon to know what the effect will be on the vaccine that currently exists. Yes, that is a couple of awful people. Wow. Oops. Dang it. I apologize. There is a terrible person trying to earn money from my live show, and I think Paul is on it. Anyway, lots of small comments. I will come back and thank you, CCG Sales. And in case you were into this sort of thing about blocking spammers, usually they have about a half a dozen emails. That means they have half a dozen YouTube channel accounts, and they will switch to the next one faster than you can block the old one. Right. Right. We've got about 15 minutes left. I'll watch for more questions. So I asked you, did anything special go on? And I thank you for all the reports back and the other comments. It's great to talk about these things. But let's get back to the topic of deliberate casino marketing manipulation. Why was Black Friday crazy busy at casinos? Because it's one of those rare occurrences where marketing in the whole wide world intersected with marketing at casinos. Well, sort of. I don't think casinos had much of a choice about it. The world is one big marketing effort, with Black Friday being its biggest day. That massive marketing effort couldn't not spill over into casinos, whether they liked it or not. Consider Valentine's Day. Does your casino celebrate Valentine's Day? Come on. You need to know or learn these things if you're going to take advantage of your casino. This almost holiday isn't consistent like Black Friday is. Back in February, I went to 2 casinos on Valentine's Day. One casino had red hearts everywhere and a big couples-only dinner planned in their main ballroom that night. The other casino had nothing planned. And this second casino, it was just a normal business as usual Sunday. So some holidays are optional for casinos. Other special days are are not optional. If you were at a U.S. casino last night, you know how incredibly busy it got. Imagine if the casino didn't plan for that many patrons pouring into the casino. What if they didn't have enough employees working that day, or enough alcohol, or enough food prepared? It would have been a disaster for that casino. Not being prepared for that sort of thing is how a casino ruins its reputation. But let's turn our focus onto casinos. Why did you go to a casino the last time you went? Was there an interesting promotional event you found out about by email or from a mail flyer? Did the casino let you know you had some free slots play available to spend? Marketing emails or mail flyers usually push these two kinds of comps to get you to come to a casino. And most of them are day or time sensitive so that you come in when they're ready for you. It's great for them to be prepared for your arrival, but is it great for you? In my opinion, not normally, no. Yes, the casino will be staffed up for the locals they expect because of their marketing efforts, but how else will they be ready? In general, I try not to be suspicious without cause, but I've never liked being at a casino when they want me to be there. Sure, I've gone to a car giveaway promotional event, but I went to win the car, and I did. So I'm not saying not to go to promotional events. What I'm saying is have a plan. A packed casino is a completely different experience from when that same casino has a normal sized crowd. And as we'll discuss, the casino goes through a lot of preparation for packed house events. If you've put in the time figuring out how to win at your casino with normal sized crowds, like having found a slot machine set up to win because it's facing in a direction advantageous to the casino making money, do you really expect to be able to get on that machine when the casino is packed with people? Nope. On packed nights, you would be lucky to find an available slot machine within sight of the slot machine you normally win on. But if you do, at least you can keep an eye on the winnings taking place on the machine you normally play, right? And that's also marketing. Think about how you'd feel if you were just standing there watching someone else win on that machine. You'd want to go play a slot machine, right? And you'd want to play any slot machine. That feeling right there is casino marketing. And we'll come back to that in a moment. And thank you everybody for the, I'm hearing some things in the live chat about how some casinos crashed. And there's a quick question from, who was it? Intelligent IT. Do you still go to Belterra Park? That's where I won the car. I took the cash, $40K. I thought, it's. I haven't gone since. Well, I've gone twice since they began board gaming. That was like 4 years ago, maybe now 3. And it's not. I moved 30 miles north of where I used to live, which is like half an hour away from Belterra Park into downtown Cincinnati. And then I wrote the book and got started with the business. So it's like an hour away. And so it wasn't as convenient for like a long lunch like it used to be. And with the new owner, I haven't put the time in yet to figure out what the new owner wants to do there. But I cut my teeth on Cincinnati and back when I was a horseshoe and never did appreciate Jack's very much. And now it's Hard Rock. But Belterra Park, that was where I started realizing that some things worked at some casinos and not at others, but other things worked at other casinos. And so I cut my teeth on those 2 casinos. But I haven't been there recently, partly because I moved. Okay. Okay. Wow, I just love all these comments. I can't get to all of them. But thank you for all of that. So to learn to take advantage of casinos that work so hard to manipulate you before, during, and after your casino trips, sign up for my course, 30 Days to Play Slots Smarter and Win. With it, you'll get lifetime access, a free copy of my book, Learning to Win, then spreadsheet templates for slots record keeping for income tax preparation purposes, and perhaps more importantly, gameplay analysis. Did you win last year when you went the morning after Thanksgiving, 2020? Well, okay, so Like you can see that maybe because of the pandemic that wouldn't work. But this year, will you remember in a year if you went on Black Friday morning or Thanksgiving Day morning? Well, what if you had notes? So these spreadsheets that I give to you free as part of the course are great ways to keep track of all the holidays, all the promotional events, all the car giveaways, and whether or not you should go because of what happened the year before. So yet another bonus is the 1 month free membership to my Slots Enthusiast Growth Network. We have many members here. That's wonderful to see them, where you'll get community support, accountability, and exclusive content from myself and other slots enthusiasts. Visit professorslots.com/30 days, and let me share that with you. 30. So visit here, professorslots.com/30 days. Any green button will take you to where you can purchase the course. This is a long description, has testimonials, links to, or rather, descriptions of what's in each section of the course, what it is that I'll be talking about there and teaching you and showing you and explaining to you. Everything from getting started to going over the basics, developing your plan, how to win at slots. All these things are foundational to knowing what happens when you win. So then I talk about how to win and which strategies I found that work at some casinos. Up to 3 may work at your casino. At any one casino, and then what happens after that, things like taxes, and again, how to get out of the casino with your winnings, loss limits, preserving gains. So if you click the green button, any one of these green buttons, it'll take you to this site, which basically shows you what you'll learn, and you can see the curriculum day by day, or at least see what the topics are for each day of the 30 days, and that you have tasks and resources for each of them, each of those days, and even some bonus stuff and what the topic is of some of those bonus stuff. Me and how to pay. You have options of using a debit card, credit card, or PayPal. Someone asked me if I could set it up so that you can make 2 payments, but if I did that, I can't do that with PayPal. It won't allow that. And I'm like, if I increase the price, I'll consider it. Right now, it's currently discounted at 50% off. That's $100 off from what I expect the long-term price to be as soon as I figure out how to do that without disaster. So for now, it's 50% off, and please take advantage before that changes, but I don't honestly expect it to be too soon. I'm terrible at marketing. Have I mentioned that? Okay, so let's get back to some final comments on the show. In general, what is it that casino marketers want you to do? Well, yes, they want you to spend the bankroll you brought, get more money, and spend that too. But that's a result. What are marketing's hoping to do? I see lots of comments. Well, I'll see if I can come back to that in just a couple minutes and close out the show with that. But for now, what are marketers hoping you'll do for them to get the result of spending your money? There's a marketing cliche from academia that's been updated. The old saying used to be, maybe you've heard it, someone who buys a 3/8 inch drill bit wants a 3/8 inch diameter hole in a wall. But today's vastly improved understanding of marketing, has changed that saying to someone who buys a 3/8 inch drill bit wants to mount a shelf in their kitchen. So, yes, casinos want you to spend money, but they don't say, give us your money. Instead, they say, come in and enjoy yourself. And then they wait for human nature to take its course. So if they can just get you there, that's most of the battle. And so you get a lot of mail flyers. This is the danger point of Players Club cards. I don't think it's putting the card in the machine. I think it's having one at all, because yes, you can get, have you ever seen, like an apartment building where they have a trash can next to the mailboxes? It's always overflowing with junk mail. I used to keep my promotional stuff that would get in the mail, and it just stacked up. And I was like, this is way too much. And I even feel bad about the environment because of that. They have my email, send me an email. But I guess they figure it's going to go to spam and spam folders or something. So, you know, getting you there is half the battle. But once you're there, what is their goal? Their goal is to get you the easiest way to get you to spend money at a casino after you arrive is to get you to stop thinking. First, there's the sights and sounds of an active casino environment. It can be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be packed like some places always are. Hard Rock Tampa, I think we have a member in our Slots Enthusiast Growth Network who says, I found it. 1 a.m. on Tuesdays only. You can get on almost any machine that you want to. It's not packed for an hour on one day of the week, usually. And so, there's some places that are always active. And, there's Southern California casinos, plenty of them that are just busy, 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 busy all the time. But, many of them have what I would call a normal sized crowd. That can be a little overwhelming for some people too. Then there's things like offering you free drinks. I mean, free drinks with alcohol, because of the cost put to the casino for that. This is becoming less common, but free soft drinks are still available, and all that sugar can get most people pretty worked up. I remember being at Disney World one time, waiting in line to ride a roller coaster, and next to me with his parents was a little boy eating an ice cream cone, and he was just chattering away, talking and talking and talking, and his mother turned to me and said, "The ice cream is talking to us." I never heard that before, but if you, are just have an overwhelming amount of energy because you're just drinking the endless soft drinks, the caffeine buzz, right? Maybe that's something you might want to consider not doing, because could easily affect your slots play, and it is the goal of the casino to, in fact, to influence your slots play, to manipulate you into not thinking, not being able to think, to diminish your thinking ability and overwhelm your emotions. And the whole overwhelm your emotions thing is partly the crowd, but there's more to it than that. It's just comprehensive. It's just overwhelm your thinking and overwhelm your emotions, and it's a twofer for them. So I don't mean to take the fun out of going to the casino, because all that is fun, but sometimes it's a bit much. And, are you ready to leave the casino with your winnings feeling like that? Having had alcohol or some or too much, having had sugar-based drinks, whether it's diet or not, it's still sugar if it's diet. It just doesn't affect your weight. It just still affects your brain. And so, you might consider a strategy of limiting your consumption of soft drinks and alcohol. But this isn't a health-related live stream or YouTube channel. So let's talk about the other side of things, being emotionally overwhelmed by the casino. The easiest way to not be emotionally overwhelmed by your casino environment is not to go to busy promotional events until you're used to that kind of crowds. You might never be used to that kind of crowds, particularly if you don't go very often, but you might consider not going. They want you there, and I don't see the advantage. Yes, I've won when I've been there, but it was because I had a plan, and a plan I developed when it wasn't a promotional event. You can also go, but take breaks often. Particularly, when it's a normal sized crowd, find someplace quieter than the casino floor. Or if you can't, because they don't have them, you can wear hearing protection. You can also practice remaining calm, like using a breathing exercise. Your phone might have that sort of thing. Understand the kind of environment you're in, and that it's designed to get to you, to do this to you. So avoid playing slots. Another one would be avoid playing slots next to someone who's emotionally overwhelmed. I've sat next to people and it was just, my empathy was just driving up my own, emotions to an overwhelming point because someone next to me was just screaming. And it's just like, hearing, coming back to hearing protection, it can be useful. Then they start seeing stuff that I'm knowing, and they're, because I'm winning, and they're screaming at me, the Wheel of Fortune machine is spinning, and they're like, big money, and I'm just like, please, sir, sit down, go away, do something else. So if you're, what do you do to avoid becoming emotionally overwhelmed at a casino? If you're watching this recording later, comment below and with what you do or rather don't do. So we are getting close to the time. We have gotten so many comments. It's wonderful. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get to you. So all of you. Now, maybe you want to know, how do you take advantage of casinos during the upcoming holidays and promotional events? In this live stream right here, a recording of my last live stream, I explain how. So let's make it an even better holiday season for you. So click this video right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye. Improve your slots performance in 30 days or less with my 30 days to play slots smarter and win. You also get 3 free valuable bonuses, including 1 month free to my Slots IQ membership group, where you get community support and accountability. Visit ProfessorSlots.com/30 days to learn more about the free bonuses, course content, and testimonials from participants. But you'll get 30 days to play slots smarter and win free with your purchase of Slots Labs. Register for my group coaching advanced slots course, Slots Labs, at ProfessorSlots.com/SL. The next episode of the Professor Slots podcast will include another slots-related topic, a review of the slots industry in Maine, and another thoroughly enjoyable live stream Q&A session. Also, today I am announcing a new community for you to join for free with other like-minded slots enthusiasts. Join the after party in Bali. We love answering questions, hearing your feedback, and discussing each podcast episode with you and hundreds of other slots enthusiasts in our video chat Volley space. Join us here, ProfessorSlots.com/Volley. That's the end of another great episode of the Professor Slots podcast. Thanks so much for listening. I plan to have the next episode come up very soon for you, where I'll have more amazing content for the show. Until the next episode, have fun, be safe, and make smart choices. Bye.